I'm going to guess that each of you listening to this podcast is interested in improving your English. I think about that every time I write up one of these lessons. And I'm sure that today, every one of you is going to like this lesson about each and every.
Welcome to another Happy English podcast coming to you from New York City. And here's your English teacher, Michael.
All right, thank you, John, and thanks, everyone. It's Michael here from Happy English, and I help people speak English better. And this is Happy English Podcast, episode 838, Each or Every. Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining me for another episode of the Happy English Podcast. I'm your English teacher, Michael, and I'm so glad you're here with me. Today, I want to talk about two little words that give English learners a hard time: each and every. Now, on the surface, they seem kind of similar, right? I mean, if I say each day I walk the dogs, or every day I walk the dogs. Yeah, same idea, right? I walk the dogs daily. Both of those are totally natural and totally correct. You can pretty much use either one when you're talking about time expressions like each morning, every Friday, each weekend, every summer, and so on. But, and you knew there was a but coming, there are some small but important differences, and that's what we're going to unpack today. So, first of all, what's the difference between each and every? Well, it depends on the point of view. What I mean is, each looks at things one by one, and every looks at things as a group. Let me give you an example. Imagine you are handing out cookies at a party, and you say each child got a cookie. That means you're thinking about the kids individually. You're mentally going, okay, Bobby got one, Emma got one, Hiroshi got one, and so on. But if you say every child got a cookie, you're looking at the group as a whole, as in nobody got left out. So there's the same outcome, everyone gets a cookie, but the focus is a little bit different. I remember a TV commercial for watches. The announcer said that each watch is handcrafted. Each watch. Using each gives the feeling that one by one, those watches are given individual treatment. And individual treatment feels special, right? Here's another example. My dad had an extensive collection of jazz records, and each record had a note card inside with his handwritten notes about the music and the musicians. Each record, one by one. We can really feel that each time he got a new record, he wrote those notes about each one by one. Again, using each makes us feel the individuality of those records, whereas every record has a handwritten note. Every record means all of the records. We lump them together and we lose their individual character. Again, both each and every are correct, but each sounds a little more personal, more zoomed in. All right, now, let's talk about grammar for a bit, because this can be problematic for a lot of English learners. First of all, we use every followed by a singular noun. You can say things like every day, every cat, every game, and every employee. Like, every employee goes through 3 months of training. The Yankees have won every game this month. As well, we use each followed by a singular noun. You can say things like each day, each cat, each game, each employee. Like, each employee goes through 3 months of training. The Yankees have won each game this month. In addition, we use each of followed by a determiner and then a plural noun. Each of my friends has a car. Each of the employees goes through 3 months of training. So you may be wondering, what's the difference between each and each of? Well, aside from the grammar, it comes down to emphasis. Each is simple, direct, and slightly more general in tone. It's often used when you're referring to a category or a role, like each student gets a handbook. Each cat has its own personality. On the other hand, when you use each of, you're focusing more on a specific group and pointing out the individual members within that group. Each of feels slightly more formal or specific. You're zooming in on a known or defined set, like each of the students in this class has a laptop. Each of my cats hates going to the vet. When we use each of, we know the specific group, like each of the students in this class, or each of my cats. Here's an example from an office setting. Imagine you're a manager talking about your team. In an email, you might write, each employee is expected to complete the survey. This refers to all employees, a general statement. But when you say something like, each of the employees in our team has completed the training, now you're talking about a specific group. Now, here's a common phrase that you might hear, each and every. We use each and every to give emphasis, like each and every student must attend 90% of the lectures. Or the boss might say, I expect each and every one of you to do your best to meet the deadline. So, in the real world, which should you use? Let me give it to you straight. Every is what people say most often. Every time I go to that restaurant, it's crowded. I go for a walk every day. If you're talking about daily routines and what you usually do, every is the go-to word. I think it rolls off the tongue more naturally. I go for a walk each day. Well, it's still correct, but it has a slightly more formal or poetic feel. It can sound a little, extra serious. Like, I go there every day. Natural, normal. I go there each day. It's correct, but it sounds like you're trying to make a point or sound thoughtful. So, unless you're writing a poem or trying to be dramatic, stick with every day for the everyday stuff. You see what I did there? All right, that's it for today. I hope this helped clear up things for each and every one of you. Keep in mind, the best way to remember English like this, and any other word or phrase in English, is to take that word or phrase, write it in a sentence that's true for you or true in your world, and then memorize your sentences. Hey, do you want to get more practice using your English? Then you should join my Podcast Learners Study Group. There, you can make new international friends. Join us for live group lessons every week where we practice these podcast lessons together. Plus, you get access to the PDF transcript and audio download for every Happy English podcast in the past and in the future. And on top of that, each episode has exercises where you can practice this English point with speaking and writing checked by me. To learn more, well, just visit myhappyenglish.com and choose podcast lesson 838. Remember, learning another language is not easy, but it's not impossible, and I'm here to help you on your journey.
This podcast was brought to you by Happy English. Please visit myhappyenglish.com. Show your support for Happy English by leaving us a review. Get English, get happy, Happy English.